Have you ever imagined a time when war veterans, unhappy with the very government they helped form, took up arms to fight for their lands and their lives? For this is the story of Shays Rebellion, one of the most unknown, and, at the same time, fundamental, episodes in the history of the United States. In this video, we explore what happened in 1786, when a group of angry farmers rose up against high taxes and injustice, nearly overthrowing the young American government. So, get ready to discover a dark chapter in history that forever changed the course of politics in the United States. But before continuing with the content, I ask you to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell to receive the next videos about historic and unusual events in our history. The year was 1786. The young country, newly independent from England, was still recovering from the War of Independence. But in Massachusetts, life was not easy for those who lived on the front lines of that war. Scenario: Revolutionary War veterans, especially small farmers, were individualized. After years of fighting, many were returned to their homes only to find heavy taxes they were unable to pay. The Massachusetts government, pressured by war debts, imposed extremely high taxes, and the lack of paper money made payment even more difficult. And what happened when the farmers couldn't pay? Their lands were confiscated, and they could be imprisoned for defaulting. For many, losing their land was losing everything. The beginning of the revolt. It was against this backdrop that one man, a former Continental Army captain named Daniel Shays, stood out. Like many others, he was divided and angry. Along with other disgruntled farmers, Shays began organizing protests. They believed the government was training the principles they fought for during a war. The goal? Prevent courts from continuing to confiscate land and arrest individual citizens. A tactic? Physically block courts, preventing judges from carrying out their work. Little by little, Shays' revolt grew. Thousands of farmers came together for the cause. It was the beginning of a true rebellion. The Battle of Springfield. Tensions came to a head in January 1787, when Shays led a group of rebels in a daring attempt to seize the federal arsenal in Springfield, Massachusetts. If they succeeded, they would be armed and ready for an all-out war against the state government. But things didn't go as planned. The state militia, financed by wealthy landowners, was prepared and awaited the rebels. The confrontation was violent, and the rebellion was crushed before achieving its objectives. The consequences. Although the rebellion was suppressed, its impact was immense. Shays' revolt was a wake-up call for the country's leaders. Fear that more revolts like this would arise in other states led many, including George Washington and Alexander Hamilton, to believe that the Articles of Confederation, the first set of laws that governed the U.S., were too weak. This fear contributed to the Constitutional Convention of 1787, where the United States Constitution was created, giving the federal government more power to maintain order and prevent further uprisings. To conclude, Shays' Rebellion may not be as well known as other uprisings in U.S. history, but its impact was profound. She showed the world that even though the U.S. was a new nation, there was still much to be resolved in terms of justice, equality, and governance. And so this uprising of farmers, led by a disillusioned veteran, helped shape the nation we know today. A lesson that sometimes it is moments of crisis that force the most painful changes. If you liked this story and want to know more about unusual and unknown events in history, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. Until the next video with another incredible story.